Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you are watching this, know that I appreciate you. Welcome to another day in the daily life of Jay. It is Wednesday, the 22nd of January 2020, and I am so grateful this morning. I am so grateful this morning. It is a wet and rainy day. It's still morning, 7:27 in the a.m. It's a wet and rainy day thus far, but I am grateful because the husband's procedure went very, very well yesterday. Turn that down because there's no need for that to be up so high. It went very, very well yesterday. It took all of 30 minutes to do, and that includes getting him back there to the room, to the surgery room, and bringing him back from the surgery room. It took all of 30 minutes. There were 4 injections in his back, 4 points where they injected. He still has 3 more procedures to go. The next procedure will also be 4 injection points. And then the next 2 procedures will be, depending on how procedure 2 goes, the next 2 procedures will be the burning of the nerves. And that is going to require a little bit more of an invasion into his body. One thing that they were pleased by, in the sense that it made it easier for them, was that he is so thin. So they did not have to go in as deeply as they would have had to do if he were his previous self, or if he were, if it were me, they would have a little bit more of muscle and tissue to go through. But because he is so thin, because he has very little muscle and tissue, it was very easy for them to get right where they needed to get. So it was quick work, and we are pleased by that. His weight loss served a benefit to him. So everything went really well. He was not feeling anything at all after the procedure. He was sedated, but not to the point of unconsciousness. But because of his size, of course, it did not matter that it wasn't to the point of unconsciousness, because he fell asleep anyway. And when he came out from the surgery room back to the recovery room, he was still loopy and thought that he could do anything. He wasn't really retaining anything, so he was repeating himself, asking the same questions over a couple of times. So it was a little bit hilarious, because he thought that he was coherent, but he really wasn't. He really wasn't. But it was funny. But he was moving around as if there was absolutely no pain, which there was no pain, but because he was sedated, he had no hesitancy to move about, which was kind of scary to me, because I did not know how intense the process was before the doctor came back in there to explain how intense it was. But at the same time, when you're sedated, you don't realize that you've got certain things going on. And because he was sedated, and because he was feeling so good from the sedation and the lack of pain, he was just moving about, doing a whole lot of moving, and it was just, kind of worrying me a little bit. So I had to make sure that I stayed by his bed so he didn't move around too fast and fall off the bed, or whatever. So yeah, and then we ran a couple of errands on the way home because we needed dinner, and I need to tell him to take something out. I forgot. We needed dinner and water because we had no water at home. And he has to drink plenty of water, which we know he has to drink plenty of water. But we had no water at home, so we went and got the water. And it's so hilarious because now he's been told no driving, no heavy lifting, still do your daily moving about, you know, nothing too intense, but still do your daily moving about, no lifting. This dude figures that because he's feeling so good right in that moment that he could lift the case of water. I said, I don't care how good you feel, you're not lifting that water. So I lifted the water. And thankfully, my back was not bothering me yesterday, so I did not feel any of the effects of lifting the water. But yeah, I thought that was hilarious that he thought he was going to lift that water. No, sir. No, sir, not at all. Not at all. So yeah, so yesterday was good. He moved about. He took a nap. He woke up from his nap and he was a little stiff, but still no pain. He's a lot stiff, actually. But still no pain. And then I went to bed before he did because I was exhausted. I've just written my part 2 of my first field work paperwork for my course that I'm taking. So I just finished part 2 of that. It requires a lot of thinking, and even though it's just the notes from a counseling session, it still requires me to word it a certain way because it's asking specific questions. So I finished part 2 and I was exhausted when that was done. I got into bed about 11, and then he came. I don't even know what time he came because I think I went right to sleep. I put Friends on, and I don't even think I watched an entire episode of Friends before I was asleep. At some point he came in and I woke up a little bit when he did. He lay down and he was good. He slept through the night for the most part. I think he got up at some point. Okay, you all, I've got to make this turn. Good gracious. He got up at some point, I think, and lay back down shortly after and slept the rest of the night, and he was good. He was good. I woke myself up snoring. That's how heavy I was sleeping. But, and as I just told him a moment ago, oh, this is so long. As I just told him a moment ago, I had dairy for the first time in 3 months. I had I had ice cream yesterday. And I haven't had ice cream or milk of any kind, well, cow's milk, in 3 months almost. So, and I did that because I wanted to eliminate the morning mucus that lingers throughout the day, but it's really heavy in the morning, and it has worked. But I had some ice cream last night, a dreamsicle bar of all things, and it was intense. I woke myself up snoring. That's just how mucus filled I was. So I know that what I'm doing is working, and I know that I cannot eat. Ice cream, which I knew anyway, but it was something different. So, but yeah. So I'm at work. My supervisor is here. So I've got to get in here, see what's going on with her and why she's here. I don't know if there's a meeting today or not. I wasn't here yesterday, of course, because of Chris's procedure. But yeah, so with that, peace and blessings. Remember to walk in your purpose and know that I appreciate you.